The eyes are the windows to the soul. What's wrong with this picture is next.
Hi, welcome to What's Wrong with This Picture. This is the second episode of the show that's here to show you how to take, use, share, and even organize those great photos that you're taking on the RV trail. I'm Dave Dufour, and next to me is Dennis Guillaume, master photographer. And Dennis, what's our tip for today?
Well, Dave, today we're going to talk about the fact that if you want to take a good picture and you want to have a good chance of it coming out great for you, any picture of a person, a pet, or even a bug is going to be better if you've got their eyes in focus.
So, and we have a picture of a bug right here. It's not me. Did we see the bug already? There we go. There he is.
There's one.
And yes, that is definitely an in-focus bug. So why the eyes? What's so important about the eyes?
Well, I don't know if you've thought much about it, but when you look at people or you look at even your pet or you look at that bug that you found on the ground, you tend to look at their eyes. Your interest is in their eyes. And if when you take that picture of that bug, if that picture has their eyes in focus, you're going to communicate with that picture.
Now this one has the
yeah, if you look at now, this is a grasshopper.
The rear end in focus here. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, from the waist back, that bug is well in focus.
Yeah.
But when you get up to the head, where the eyes are, of course, it's a little fuzzy. And so you look at that, and it's just not a very good picture. You don't communicate with it. But this next picture is one that'll show you. See, now there, the body's in focus, just like the other one was, and maybe even a little better. But look at the eyes. This time it's right in focus, crisp. And when you look at that, you communicate with that picture.
I see, and I communicate with the insect. This is communing with nature out on the trail, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. So obviously this applies to people pictures as well.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I think we have a few of those. If you look at this one, a young lady that it's easy to communicate with her. She's cute, but the fact of the matter is, because her eyes are in focus, you're going to look directly at those eyes, and you're going to be able to appreciate more the image that you're looking at.
Okay.
And this next one is, matter of fact, this is her brother. Great blue eyes, and when you look at that picture, he becomes more interesting because his eyes are sharp and crisp. And it doesn't bother you that if you look toward the top of his head and to the backs of his ears, they're a little soft and a little out of focus, perhaps. Mm-hmm. But that's a function of something we're going to talk about a little later called depth of field. The eyes are in focus, so they look great. This next one, again, a young lady, but in black. You notice everything is in black around. This is
more of a portrait type.
Yeah, it is. This was actually shot in the studio, but the fact of the matter is that it's an interesting picture and one that you're drawn to because those eyes you can't avoid appreciating the fact that picture is in focus.
Right, and it's kind of intense because she's looking straight at the camera as well, and of course she's a nice looking young lady as well. So, and then we have one more here for us to look at as well. There we go.
And even with groups of pictures where the characters aren't looking at you, but when you look at that picture, the eyes are in focus again, and it becomes something that you can appreciate and communicate with.
Okay, so focusing on the eyes gives us a better feeling of communication with our subject. I mean, living creatures, obviously, is what we're talking about, not the eye. If you're shooting a potato, do you focus on the eyes?
You know, I think it wouldn't hurt.
Oh, okay.
But
so if you want to communicate with the potato, it makes a certain amount of sense.
The fact of the matter is that the eyes, what we're talking about here is a tip that's going to give you a better chance of getting a really nice picture. And if those eyes are in focus, then you've got a real good chance that that picture is going to be pleasing to you.
Now I'm going to ask you the key question. Most cameras today, and most of that most of us are likely to use, have autofocus, and this just kind of takes care of that, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't really not something we have to think a lot about. Is that true?
I wouldn't go that far, Dave.
Okay, well,
it's not that simple.
Why don't we leave that for the next segment?
Okay.
But before we go to our next segment, I want to remind you to remember that if you have a question about photography or a comment about the show, that you can email your questions. I'll also email your photos to us at picture@rvnn.tv. That'll get to Dennis, and we might even be able to use your photos on an upcoming episode of What's Wrong with This Picture. And you can also leave a voicemail at our toll-free number, which is 877-578-7866, or a little easier to remember is 877-578-RVNN. You'll also find us, by the way, on Facebook, Twitter, and Flickr, so you can follow us there. We'll be right back with more of What's Wrong with This Picture. Stay with us. For more TV like this from the world of RVs, head to rvnn.tv.